Hi there, everybody. It's Cassie. I'm doing another video today. The other one was recorded yesterday, but I figured I would do something a little uh, different today, and this was actually requested, although I'm doing kind of my own spin on it just because I am not as knowledgeable as I might somehow seem. But I want to talk with you on ways to make your Second Life a bit less laggy and more enjoyable to play. And this isn't just players doing this is designers to help Second Lifers do this. So I wanted to try and help you out a tiny bit. There was an article recently about the poly count in avatars and how it's pretty much like the malware. If you have like a mesh body and head, like it's so high it's going to start lagging and killing off your computer. Um, so there's ways that you can check all this stuff, as well as ways that you can lower it too. One thing that I learned about recently was called VRAM. 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 So VRAM, if you can't do it on your own avatar, you can do it on other people. You can have people inspect you as well, and you can also do it on decor. Okay, so VRAM, as I was just saying, I had to pause for a moment. If you go to your little wheel here or your drop down, you can go to More, and go to Inspect. So right here, this is Dust Bunny. We can go on down and we can see the verticals, the vertices, the triangles, how many faces there are, and the VRAM down here. So VRAM is based off of how many textures are on that face. The larger the textures are, like the basic size most people are used to 1024, that can add to a lot of lag just because it's so much texture to take in. And it does make things more detailed, but it does add to a lot of lag. So a safe number normally for these, I believe, is close to like the thousands. You don't want to go over like 10,000 though. That's just way too much. And then let's see right here. Oh, it does it automatically. So you can see right here, this one is 72,000. So this could add to a lot of lag, but there's also 21 textures, 22 faces to this. So if you go over here to this one right here, my friends and I made this. This is our little ant farm that we made forever ago. I did all the little ants. They're so cute. They have little worker hats on them. If we click this, we can see this is actually pretty high in VRAM too. We're at 17,000. But if we go in, we can also see our texture faces. I'm going to select face, and then we're going to open this right here. So just the TV front alone, you can see so many different things on this. You can see the screen, you can see the little side where all the buttons would be, you can see the top, the side, and the bottom. This covers the whole TV. So like all of the colors are on this. He tried to save as many textures as he could onto one face. So that helps lower the VRAM considerably compared to having every single minute detail having different textures, like just the mirror has a texture, just the glass has its own texture, just the table has its own texture. So this is a way that you can kind of help out the customer with lag in the actual sim itself by trying to fit more things onto that texture face. And that alone will also help. I don't know a lot about the poly count in mesh. Like that was what I was requested to talk about, and I don't honestly know enough about that. So I'll try to do a future video where I can talk with a designer about lowering it, because I know a few designers that do amazing with that. I think Moss and Mink is a very good example of that, and maybe also Azuchi, but I can ask around and get to you guys about it. But I did also want to talk with you about complexity. So there's a lot of things that have very high complexity. I think you can see it, maybe not here, but we can go to Avatar, Preferences, and then we can search our complexity, I believe. Oh yes, here we go. So it's under General. So we have to turn on our name tags, and then it'll show Avatar Complexity as well as Show Own Complexity. So I need to have mine on just so you can see it. And my complexity is 38,527. So I'm wearing something that's kind of high, but honestly, that's not horrible. If you look over here at maximum complexity, it stops at 350,000. So if you ever see people that look like little jellies, like they don't resin properly for you, it's probably because of this maximum complexity. You might have it lower or you might have it maxed out, but you want to try and stay as under this as possible. I know before, like there's sometimes where my complexity is at about 7,000. I'm able to keep it that low based off of who I shop with and what I wear. I don't normally wear a lot of jewelry, and jewelry normally ends up being the massive culprit of high complexity. I believe it was Maxi Gossamer that I once did in a 50 Linen Friday. I think it's just MG. Let's see, let's put on a necklace and then we'll see it go up. So right now it's at 38,527. We're putting on this necklace and it just brought us all the way up to 42,590. So I've had some that brought me all the way up to 100,000. It all kind of just depends on what you put on. You just got to be more aware of what you wear and what might work and what might not. And designers, it might be good to look at this and see how you can try to lower this complexity through scripting, through the poly count and mesh, through the texture faces that you use to lower that VRAM. All of those things together really help. Like majorly, it's not just a like little minor thing. This can help so much with so much lag. If you ever look at buildings, if you're ever lagging in a sim even though it's empty, the building might be the culprit. Because I don't know if you've ever been to Hogsmeade in Mischief Managed, but a lot of those buildings, each individual piece, like the door frame, the window, the little tiny bit of piece of the wall or the roof, etc., they were all separately textured. And this is supposed to make it more user-friendly for people that buy that mesh and want to make their own, that they can just texture each piece and put it together, but it makes it very laggy and not so user-friendly in that sense. It makes it hard to move around, and really it needs kind of be updated to be just one face. So let's see this one over here. You can see multiple faces here. And each one you can see this also has a different texture. There's even invisible textures to hold it all together and make sure you don't fall. And let's look at our complexity here. So, like I said, this is in the thousands. It's 136,192 kilobytes. And you can also see the vertices and triangles here. So while it's just on my own sim and I'm alone, it's okay. It's not like a huge deal, but when you're going into crowded places, or if this is going to be in a sim that's always busy, you might want to think of ways that you could lower this design-wise or substitute other things. You kind of have to compensate. Give yourself a limit when you're decorating to keep your lag down. Scripts always add to this as well. I believe you can just go more scripts, and then you can see the script info, and it'll pop up saying how many scripts are in this. This is a really good size. It's hardly any. I think it's just for this door. And that's about it. Like it's just kind of things to inspect and look at. And now that you know about this, you might be inspecting as well and checking it out too. And hopefully it's helpful. It would be cool to see more people take VRAM into an account when you're working with your textures. Just go from 1024 to 5112 when 512 when oh my gosh. Applicable. There we go. When applicable, because sometimes it's hard. Like you really want this detailed piece. But you can always test it out with a 512 and see how it looks there, and if you can substitute it with that, that's awesome. If not, and you still need those details, it's okay for the rare moment, but try not to always do 1024 size textures on everything, you know? Like, I feel like even the most subtle makeups, I was talking about this in the video yesterday, the ones that take ages to load, it's normally because the texture is too large. So just see how it looks when you lower it, and if it loses too much quality, then it's okay, but it's good to try and help where you can. Yeah. And things add up too. Like I don't wear a lot of accessories on me. Another huge culprit are normally animals, like animated animals, because they have to have multiple textures and scripts and movement. And so I always say don't wear those when you go to public sims, or if you're at any of my events or anything like that. It's good to kind of take them off, even if they look really cute. It'll help lower the lag significantly. And I love them. I love all the scripted animals, especially like John and Mishmish and all those stores. It's just you gotta kind of figure out the time and place for those sort of things. So, and a final thing is HUDs. We all wear HUDs. I am a bad person about this. I always have like my Omega HUDs hidden off screen. I think I took them. Oh, here they are. Hidden off screen. I normally have all of them on. I always have my AO. I always have my Leluca head. I took off my Maitreya one and my Sit Reser. But normally those add to it as well. Take those off when you don't need them. If you're not going to change your outfit for a while, it's fine. Take them off and just go with what you can. And if you have a hair that needs resized and you're sure that you won't change it, make a copy, remove that script. It'll help lower as well. Like I can delete this right now. And it'll help as well. Like it'll just help make the lagginess go down. So I do hope this helps. If you guys have any further questions, I can try to help. And again, I will try to talk with someone that's good with poly count. I unfortunately am not, so I can't give too much on the matter. And I don't lag. Like I'll lag rarely, especially if I'm on my other desktop. But I'm on a computer that has a really good graphics card. NVIDIA is what I swear by. NVIDIA is the graphics card to have for Second Life. It is the most friendly graphics card for Second Life. It won't burn out. It won't die out. Like, I've had computers die to Second Life. I've had an Apple MacBook die to Second Life. I've had another Asus computer die to Second Life. My desktop can't handle it, but my Asus with NVIDIA Core GeoForce is amazing with it. So I'm on a laptop and I don't have any lag. I do okay. So again, I hope this helps, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.